Shearers. Ross County beat one Capital club last weekend, a 3-2 win at home to Hibs. They were at Tynecastle this weekend going for an Edinburgh double.
Danny Granger's cross. Difficult for Ross County. That's Driver. Michael Fraser made the save. And again, really good double stop to firstly keep out Driver's shot. And then the diving header from Ryan McGowan from close in. Maria Zaliukas, the Hearts captain, trying to turn defence into attack and being allowed to go all the way. That's through for Novikovas! 1-0. 5 minutes from half-time. There will be all sorts of recriminations among the Ross County players about how far Zaliukas carried the ball. Fraser got something on the shot, but he couldn't keep it out. And Hearts are ahead of Vidas Novikovas. The up and under from Monroe. Back it comes from Webster. And through goes Andy Driver. Novikovas lining up the shot. And it was blocked by Mark Fitzpatrick. A big chance this for Hearts to extend their advantage. Rocco Quinn looking to create something for Ross County. In from Richie Britton. The flashing header goes wide, but Ross County have a penalty. And it's been given against Andy Webster for a nudge when the ball was in the air. Richie Britton with the chance to square the game, and he does. He is clinical at set pieces, the Ross County captain. And 10 minutes after the interval, it is all square. Interception by Webster. Good touch from Stevenson. Needs some help. Novikovas to the byline, and Callum Patterson on the end of the cutback. And it's another good save from Fraser. He's been busy. Towles crossfield ball headed away by Fitzpatrick. Ian Vigurs. Stuart Kettlewell. It's all opening up for the shot at goal. It's 2-1. 13 minutes from the end, Ross County have turned this match on its head. Invited to shoot, and he accepted the invitation, rifling this away from Jamie McDonald to put Ross County ahead. That's Sutton. Stevenson, shot blocked. Sutton, great save, Fraser. A string of saves from the Ross County goalkeeper. He's made a big contribution here for the Dingwall side. John Sutton got plenty behind that. Last chance saloon for Hearts. In from Granger, away from Monroe. That's Zaliukas, and that's John Sutton! The latest of levellers. It's 2-2 at Tynecastle, and Hearts have salvaged a point right at the death.
Hearts are at Tannadice on Wednesday night in the League Cup quarter-finals. It's live on the BBC. We're looking for an entertaining game, no pressure. But in a sense, do you not know what to expect of Hearts? Are they that sort of team?
No, well, we know what to expect. I mean, they beat us 3-0 at home about two or 3 weeks ago, and they were impressive that day, but I mean, we were a wee bit disappointed, so hopefully with the vein of form that we've come into recently, we can obviously take the game to Hearts. But I mean, yesterday, great fighting spirit to come back for 2-1 down in the last minute.
The Hearts fans will be pleased about that. They'll be a bit worried generally about their form on the pitch. Maybe more worried at the moment, Stephen, about what's happening off it with big financial trouble looming.
You know, Rob, that's true. You know, I think when the share issue statement came out during the week about putting shares up for sale, I think Hearts fans we're maybe going to buy into it or we're quite interested. But then suddenly 2 or 3 days later, you see the tax bill coming out, and you know the share value I think was going to be 1.7 million. Then suddenly there's a 1.75 million tax bill due, and you know you can understand why Hearts fans are sceptical. I think for years since Romanoff came in, they've been overspending. You know their wage structure compared to the rest in the SPL has been way beyond. And somewhere along the line, you know, they were going to struggle, and the fans were going to have to try and dip into their pockets. So I think it's a little bit cheeky to try and ask the fans now to come out and try and help the club even more, because, as I say, they have been overspending for a long time. But, you know, they suddenly start needing results on the pitch. John McGlynn's had a tough job. You know, the budget's been cut. He's lost a lot of players. He hasn't been able to replace. So, you know, him trying to string results together, trying to manage budgets, it's been a tough time for him.
What will worry Derek Adams at a completely different level is that Ross County are losing late goals. It's 4 times now they've conceded 85th minute and beyond into stoppage time as well. This was the late one yesterday. I mean, looking at them, it's presumably not about fitness, but is it about concentration maybe, John?
Yeah, it's certainly not fitness, because I mean I've worked with Derek at Hibs, and I've known him as a player as well when he came into Ross County. I mean, it's definitely not about fitness. We were discussing it earlier with Stephen. We don't know whether maybe it's just they can't close out the game and maybe get into that position when they're in a winning lead, and they don't know how to close it out. But I mean, they've certainly been impressive since they've come into the league.
It's something you want to be aware about as a player, I presume, but you don't want to get too paranoid about the fact that you're losing.
No, you don't.
goals.
But you just wonder, is there some way there's got to get a message to come on with, you know, are players unaware of time, how long's left in the game, what's going on? Can Derek get messages on? But you would think you'll have to bring it up now, Rob. If it happens once or twice, I think, you know, you can let it go. But when it happens 4 or 5 times, I think something has to be said just to try and shut it out. Because, you know, listen, they've been excellent. They've done really, really well. They certainly have, but they could be, you know, they could have done even better. I just wonder, has Derek changed his ambitions for the season, Rob? I'm sure initially it would have been consolidation, but they've now played everybody once, and I'm sure he must be looking higher than that now.